Today we're doing a map tour of the base area of Mount Crested Butte. I'm going to show you everything from the base area amenities to ski access neighborhoods to trails to bus routes to condo zones and some of the hidden pockets that people don't always know about. Make sure you stick around until the very end because I'm going to share with you some of my favorite spots in this area. Hi, I'm Heather with Living in Crested Butte, Colorado, and if you've been thinking about moving to Crested Butte, Gunnison, or any of the surrounding areas, go ahead and subscribe below so that you can be the first to know the ins and the outs of our area, including the current real estate market. I love helping people just like you, so whether you're moving here in 60 days, 6 months from now, or you're moving across the world or just up and down the valley, feel free to give me a call, text, or an email. You can even set up a Zoom appointment with me if you'd like. All of my contact information is in the description below, and I'd love to make your move everything that you want it to be. All right, so the base area of Mount Crested Butte is really the heart of Mount Crested Butte. Not only is it an amazing amenity with the ski resort in the wintertime, but it also comes alive in the summer as well. So what I love about the base area, it's not an overly congested area. There's some outlying places that we'll go over that you can park. You can get to the restaurants and amenities, and there's some ski lockers up there. There's some shops up there. You can get to all of that pretty easily, either by bus or some of the outlying free parking areas, or if you're considering a real estate purchase in that particular area, you're walking to those amenities. And let's just talk real quickly, and we'll talk about some other areas, not really areas, but other available properties that are around the base area. But I want to define ski in, ski out, and skier access because we'll weave in some real estate here as I go over the base area. So ski in, ski out means that you are skiing right from your door to the lifts. You're not really having to take your skis off. You might have to for a quick second just to walk up your sidewalk or walk up the stairs or whatever. But that would be ski in, ski out. Skier access means that the condo or the property is close, but you're going to have to come out of your skis or your snowboard and carry it or store it with the valet system up there, or put it on a rack if you're just going to run in really quickly and to your unit. So that means that you're walking to your property, not necessarily skiing door to lift. So just wanted to put that out there. All right, so how you get to the base area, you've come up Mount Crested Butte to the Mount Crested Butte area via Gothic Road. And you're either going to be driving or you're going to ride the bus. There is a transit center in the Mount Crested Butte base area. It drops you off here at this bus loop. And so this is going to service from downtown Crested Butte to Mount Crested Butte. It's also going to service some of the condo loop areas. In addition to that, if you're coming from Gunnison or CB South, you're coming via the RTA. If you're coming on a bus like that, that's going to come through this bus loop as well. There's some additional parking when you get up to Mount Crested Butte and you've passed the Welcome to Mount Crested Butte sign. You're going to hang a right onto Snowmass, and then there's a free parking lot here if you want to go straight up Gothic and closer to the base area. Along the Grand Lodge condo complex, there's some 90-minute parking over here, and then there's another lot up here that has free parking as well. This back lot here is some paid parking, so if you want to be close and you're going to be, or say these free lots are full and you want to park up in the mountain, there's some paid parking up here as well. Otherwise, you're taking the bus to get to the base area. And then obviously if you have a place up there, you're parking and you are walking to the base area or skiing to the base area. All right, so the base area consists of, there's a couple of restaurants there, like Butte 66, which fronts, really it's like the high action zone, so you can sit on this great deck, watch skiers come down the mountain, or in the summertime you're just kind of enjoying nature and kind of being outside. It's a little bit quieter up in the base area in the summertime. But speaking of summer, there are some summer concerts and some pinnacle bike races that do happen up at the base area in the summertime, and that is a really great thing to take in. A lot of people do have passes or will buy day passes to load their bikes up and enjoy the trails up on the mountain. That is one of my favorite things to do as a family. My boys will downhill bike, and I will hike while they're doing that, and then we'll grab lunch up there and call it a day. So it's a really great thing to be up there. And you can also hike the peak. I did that last summer, and that's super fun to do. You can take the chairlift up, the Silver Queen up, and then you can hike the rest of the mile up to the peak, come back down to the Silver Queen, or walk all the way back down to the base area from there. So another one of the great amenities up there is the umbrella bar. So the umbrella bar is not necessarily at the base area, but it is a nice amenity off of the Painter Boy lift. You can drive to that or hike to that in the summertime, but it is one of my favorite spots in the winter, especially because I love the ski runs over there. It's not as crowded as the base area can get, or as Paradise can get. Paradise Warming House, kind of mid-mountain, if you're looking for a few little spots to go that maybe aren't as crowded, that is a local's tip for you. All right, real estate wise, let's talk about that. There are 140 listings on the market as of today, and 13 of those are under contract. And 140 listings means that would be everything Mount Crested Butte. So that's everything in the 81225 zip code, not necessarily base area, condos or homes. We will talk about those here in just a second, but just wanted to kind of give you an overall lay of the land. $180,000 is going to be your entry point into Mount Crested Butte, and that's going to be a Grand Lodge condo. We'll touch on that here in a second. And then that number goes all the way up to $13,500,000, and that's going to be in the Prospect Subdivision. So let's hop in and look at what your money gets you here in Mount Crested Butte, the base area specifically. So within the Grand Lodge, there are 13 listings that are on the market. So the Grand Lodge has a couple of different types of floor plans, but predominantly their floor plans are specific to the West Tower or the East Tower. Let me show you what I believe this one is a West Tower. It is a West Tower unit. So for $215,000, this is considered a studio unit with a bathroom, a full bathroom, and an efficient kitchen. So the West Tower, you walk into the bedroom, you go through this hallway here on the right or the left, depending on which unit it is going to be the bathroom. And then on the other side of the wall, here is going to be the smaller efficiency size kitchen with a pull-out sofa. And then there's also a little sitting area for eating. The East Tower is going to be a little bit laid out differently. You're going to walk in, the bathroom is going to be on the right or the left. You're going to have 2 queen size beds. One of those is going to be a Murphy's bed with a sitting area in front of it. The kitchen is going to be slightly larger, and it's going to run that interior wall. And then you're going to have a little sitting area on the other side of the bed there. So a little bit of a different layout. I will tell you this unit is pretty unique, that it has these doors right here. Not all of these West Tower units have those doors that close off the bedroom. So that's a really unique feature to this particular unit. And again, this is what $215,000 gets you in the Grand Lodge. Prices are going to vary. Entry point, like I said, is $180,000. Grows from there. There are some larger units. Most of the units within the Grand Lodge are about $400,000. square feet. There are some larger units that are in the 700 square feet that are more one bedroom or a 2-bedroom option. Those are not the norm. The norm is what I'm showing you here, or that East Tower layout that I explained a few minutes ago. Leaving the Grand Lodge, right across from the Grand Lodge, there is the Lodge at Mountaineer Square. This was built about 20 years ago. I love the Lodge at Mountaineer Square. It has a lot of amenities. The units in here are really, really spacious. There's lots of room to spread out. They're going to be studio units. There's a couple of studio units in this building. Not a ton of those, but mainly they're going to be 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, and then I believe that there's a 4-bedroom option as well, but not a lot of that configuration in the building. So this is what $865,000 gets you in the Lodge at Mountaineer Square. So you're going to walk in. Your back here is to the kitchen, which I'll show you here in the kitchen here in just a second. You are looking down valley that way, so you're going to have a little bit more sunset views on this side. With, you know, it has a nice fireplace. This is the indoor-outdoor pool that is there on site. It's great. Also has a hot tub. This is the bedroom setup. Again, they're very spacious and really well laid out. Lots of room to spread out here in this condo, even if you were doing a 1-bedroom. Large bathroom. This is the kitchen. There's a washer and dryer in the unit as well, which is pretty standard for all the units in the complex. The lodge also has a fitness facility. They have a front desk. They do have a conference area center. They have underground parking, which is a really nice amenity. This is one of the coffee shops that is there on site. This is looking towards the base area, transit area. This to the right would take you to the base area if you just walk through the tunnel. So yeah, great location, great property, really well maintained. Most people do rent their properties with CVMR, Vail Properties, but you can live in the units if you want to, or rent them long term. All right, coming down from the main bus loop transit center, you do have what's called the Village Center condos, and this is in the Emmons building. So this is going to be a 2-bedroom, 2-bath unit. It's about 800 square feet. These are some of the original buildings that were built here in Mount Crested Butte. So you're going to see some of that late 70s, 80s vibe to it. There's going to be some updating that has happened throughout the years. This one has had some of that updating. I like this one because you have some nice vaulted ceilings. The kitchen's been updated. Some feedback that I usually get is that the living room is a little bit small. But again, you know, we're living outside and either skiing, hiking, biking, and doing all the fun things. So maybe you don't need that much room in the living room. Kind of come in and do what you need to do. Sleep and eat and shower and get ready for the next day of adventures. You do have some covered decks and balconies with these, which is really great. Let me flip through here. There's the bedroom. There's that covered balcony. The bedroom downstairs also has one as well. And off the living room, additional sleeping area. The bathrooms have been updated. Does have a on-site hot tub, and there's an on-site laundry facility as well. So here, this is what we would consider skier access. Same with the Grand Lodge. Same with the Lodge at Mountaineer Square. Okay, this big building right here is what is formerly the Elevation Hotel. This is going through a new construction, a rebranding. It's going to be called the Beckwith. There's a few listings in here. I'll flip through at least one of them just to kind of give you an idea of finishes. I love what they're doing with this property. It's going to be gorgeous. They're reconfiguring where the dining rooms are, where the spa is. it's just going to be stunning. So I'm very excited for this property to be finished, which is going to take a little while, but here are some of the interior finishes, and this will look familiar to you as you're coming down and skiing. This is the Red Lady lift right here, and this is formerly the elevation, going to be the Beckwith, or we could probably already call it the Beckwith. This is the entry point from Gothic. You pull in, you have some parking here, garage parking, and then you take an elevator to the next floor up for the front desk. If you're interested in this, let me know in the comments. I'll get you some information on it, but a great unit. I love what they're doing. It's going to be absolutely stunning. So I'm really excited about this property. All right, moving down just a little bit from the Beckwith, formerly the elevation. This is also part of that Village Center condos. This is in the Whetstone building. Not a lot of these come on the market. This one was completely remodeled some years ago to the nines. It's gorgeous. $2.4 million. And this is going to be 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and about 1,500 square feet. It is stunning. Nice big open ceiling, vaulted ceilings. This is lift access right out your door. Ski school is down below right here. So it's a great convenient location, especially for those of you that have kids that are in ski school. You can just drop them off, head back up, grab some coffee, enjoy your breakfast, and then head out for a day on the slopes yourself. So pretty views of the slopes. And just kind of sit there. You can watch the fireplace, read a book, watch the day go by, or be out in the middle of all the activity. Lots of room to spread out. Really thoughtfully done here. All right, so this next property is Silver Sage. This is a smaller group of, I think they're considered townhomes, maybe not officially condos, but they don't always come on the market. These don't turn over very frequently. It is direct ski in, ski out to this property. You have a deck off the back that is on the groomed ski area. So it is really great. Another great thing about this property is that they do have an elevator. So it'll take you to all, I think that's 3 floors within the unit. So really nicely laid out, lots of room. It's being sold fully furnished. This is a luxury type property, 3 bedrooms, 4 baths, 2,000 square feet. So slightly larger than that one that we just looked at. But the access, this is the access. You're stepping onto the trail here and onto your deck. So you cannot beat that at all. That is amazing. It does have a hot tub, living room, kitchen. This one's been updated a little bit throughout the years. But yeah, really well made. When I've shown these, people really love this location and love this condo complex. Okay, so moving on down just a little bit, this down here is Westwall Lodge. This would also be considered ski in, ski out. We're a little bit further away from the base area, so I don't know, I would consider this base area. Same with the last one. It's sort of on the fence here, but I think it's worth showing you what you can get in the Westwall Lodge. So this is going to be a higher end luxury type property. Think the Silver Sage where I just showed you, but more, you have a front desk, you have a little bar restaurant inside, you have seating areas, you have a fitness facility, you have an outdoor pool. So there's lots of amenities. You still have that underground garage parking. These are really well laid out. These were built, I want to say like 2008 on these. 3 bedroom, 4 bath, So nice slope side unit, really pretty. This one has been updated and remodeled throughout the years. They've done a great job. There's lots of room to spread out. You can have multiple families in here. You can kind of see the view of the pool right here. So you're getting the view of the pool and you're getting a view of the slopes from this unit. Really big closets in these units, which is great. And the bathrooms are humongous as well. This is your covered porch area, which is really nice. And then you're looking at the west wall lift right here. So great location. You cannot beat this location. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of other units that aren't necessarily, they're not base area, but you can ski to the base area. So I'm going to include them, and this is in the Summit Subdivision. This is one of my favorite subdivisions up in Mount Crested Butte. I love it because of the views and the privacy. You turn off of Gothic Road onto Hunter Hill Road. You wind all the way up to the top, and the Summit Subdivision sits on this little knoll up here, up at the top there, and it's great. You also have great access to hiking and biking trails from the Summit Subdivision, not just hiking and biking on Mount Crested Butte, which is great to do in the summertime, but hiking and biking down, you can take a trail that'll connect you into downtown Crested Butte, which I think is really great. So this house is on the market for $4 million. It is 5 bedroom, 5 bath, 4,400 square feet. It is a beautiful build, gorgeous. You can see the views of Crested Butte behind us. So yeah, really a beautiful, beautiful home. Nice finishes. Big kitchen. So if you were looking for something that is not a condo and kind of shut the door and forget it, this would be something that I would say to consider. Again, you can see the views from up here are just absolutely stunning. There's a lot up here on the market for sale, and that one's at $600,000. So if that's something that you were interested, in building, consider this as well. So $600,000. You're going to be looking towards downtown Crested Butte, which is a really nice viewpoint. This is downtown Crested Butte. You're going to have sunset views. You're going to have really sunrise and sunset. The sun is going to rise over here to the left, and it's going to set over here to the right side. So gorgeous lot, stunning views. And yeah, Summit Subdivision is one of my favorite spots on the mountain. All right, so the last one I'm going to show you, this is Crested Butte Mountain. This is an unbeatable location. This is such an iconic spot to be in the base area. It is ski in, ski out. It's right here on the right. You're going to recognize it if you ski our resort. You can ski right to your back door. This is a nice little bunny hill right here for the kids. They can hop on that and kind of ski down and kind of practice or whatever. But it's a great condo complex. These don't turn over very frequently as well. People can keep these forever, and they're great rental properties or just using as a second home or a primary home. You have nice parking there off the condo complex. Nice spacious layout. This one probably could use a little bit more updating. It has been updated a little bit throughout the years, but looks great, super clean. It could be move-in ready for someone. So it's a really great property to consider as well. You do have a 1-car garage in this condo complex, which is a little bit rare for especially base area properties. You don't often find that. Hopefully this gave you a better understanding of the different areas and the overall layout of the base area of Mount Crested Butte. Every neighborhood up here is a little bit different, has a different feel, different views, different access points, and they're gonna give you a different lifestyle depending on what you're looking for. And if you've been thinking about buying, selling, investing, or just trying to figure out which part of the mountains may fit you best, I would love to help out. Again, whether that's in 6 days from now, 60 days, or 6 months from now, you're moving across the world or just up and down the valley, feel free to give me a call, text, or an email, or we can set up a Zoom appointment as well. All of my contact information is in the description below. I'd love to make your move everything that you want it to be. And hey, if there's an area, neighborhood, or another mountain community that you would like to learn more about, be sure and let me know in the comments below. Until next time. Okay, so it looks like you're making a move to Crested Butte or Gunnison, Colorado, and you're trying to decide which video to watch. You could watch this one, or you could watch this one, or you could watch both, because they're both really going to help you out, and they're both really good. But go ahead, just pick one.